What's going on, y'all? Thanks for checking in the Khaliis Take. You know what to do. Hit that like, subscribe button. Also hit that notification bell just so you can get the newest and the bonus content first. But hey, let's just go ahead and jump right in. The Lakers definitely want to trade Russell Westbrook, but, a lot comes with trading him because teams have to get value back in return, and they have to feel like they're getting something in return that's worth their time if they're giving any one of their valuable pieces away. That's the reason why the Brooklyn Nets and the Lakers can't seem to come to an agreement as of yet anyway. I personally said before I don't think nothing's going to transpire, but we'll have to see if Kyrie is able to, get crossed over to the Lakers and, if that trade actually goes through, which I'm not exactly sure if it will go through. But, I will say if that trade goes through, that's fine. If the Lakers can definitely make that happen with Kyrie and the Nets. But, of course, LeBron wants it. But we have to see how that pans out. But in regards to Russell Westbrook, the contract situation is so tough. And his stock went down, especially since last year. He was the bearer of bad news or the blame of everything that went wrong in their season, which it wasn't all him. But, of course, he takes the blunt of it because he is the so-called third best player on the team. And, that's just the way it goes. But you have to ask yourself, is it worth it what the Lakers are trying to do in regards to making a trade? Now, the Lakers definitely probably want to acquire Buddy Hield, and I don't blame them because Buddy Hield would be a good fit for, what they're trying to accomplish. Of course, I don't think he can help them win a championship or anything like that, but he can make them much more of a deadlier team than what they are, because shooting is a key in the NBA now. You can never have enough shooters, but you also can never have enough defense. And I've said over and over again, the Lakers' biggest issue is their defense. It's not really scoring, but I know LeBron would love to have somebody beside him who he feel like he can always pass the ball to on the perimeter when he's trapped or in trouble, who can actually make defenses pay. And one player that can do that, who can stretch the floor, is Buddy Hield. He can definitely do that. He is a three-point specialist. And he can put the ball on the floor a little bit underratedly. And he's not shy on defense, even though he's not the greatest defender we've ever seen. But that's my point. To get Buddy Hield, Indiana's probably going to want what's being offered out there. You can look on NBCSports.com and a couple other sites where it talks about the Lakers, giving up two picks along with Russell Westbrook, and they would get Buddy Hield in return and maybe one other piece. I don't think it'd be Miles Turner, but to get Buddy Hield and one other guy or other type piece from Indiana, I don't really think that would be worth it for the Lakers. I don't personally think it would be worth it. I probably would actually just go ahead and stick with what I have and use Russ as a tool or a valuable piece. Hopefully, if he plays better this upcoming season, at least if he plays better up until maybe All-Star break this upcoming season, maybe they can, maybe that'll boost his value back up some so they can, have a reason to offer him as a trade. You see, because right now teams don't really see that offer as being legit or valid, because they're looking at Russell Westbrook now, not Russell Westbrook from 5 years ago. So, it's a hell of a difference. So my thing is this, the Lakers are trying to get rid of Russell Westbrook so bad. I feel like they're trying to go through all obstacles to get rid of the guy. And really, I don't know if that's the smartest move to make, because you don't want to just trade him for anybody or anything. Now, don't get me wrong, Buddy Hield is good, but Buddy Hield's not going to make you a championship team. He's a good shooter. He can stretch the floor. I give you that, but you're giving away a player who's technically way more valuable than Buddy Hield, a top 75 player. And Buddy Hield is good, but like I said, that's not going to help you win a championship, because Anthony Davis, that's another problem that the Lakers have that nobody really speaks about, or nobody's speaking about at the moment in time anyway, because his health. One thing about Russ, he may not fit, or, he may not have a good chemistry with LeBron at this moment. Maybe if they played a couple years, maybe they would, but if LeBron has that long. But the one thing you can count on Russ is health. He's definitely usually always available healthy-wise. And Anthony Davis is the complete opposite. And I don't really care how great a player is. If they're not available, eventually their stock goes down even further, because availability is the biggest tool you can have as an individual. And we're not talking about just sports. We're talking about anything in life. Availability is huge. So, I mean, Anthony Davis could be a part of the reason of holding them back from getting a championship too. So, I mean, then, LeBron might start to show his age after a while. So you have to add that in, factor that in also. So, I mean, it's a lot that goes with that, man. I don't really, want to put it all on Russ. But, I mean, if they're really trying to get rid of Russell Westbrook and let him walk and all these things you're hearing about Russell Westbrook, I mean, they made it seem like he was the worst teammate ever in history. I wouldn't say that about Russell. I wouldn't, or they're not saying that, but they're basically saying in so many words, you know what I'm saying? Like, this guy's definitely not the worst teammate ever. And, I'm not saying he can help the Lakers be better, because I know Russ is really not a fit. I said that before myself. But the point is, if you get rid of Russell Westbrook and you get Buddy Hield, that's like a huge downgrade compared to you were trying to get Kyrie Irving. Now, of course, you couldn't get Kyrie. I understand that. But to me, I don't know how much Buddy Hield will make them better as a team. They'll be able to score a little bit more. All that, yeah. But scoring is not really their problem. As I said, their problem is defense. So, of course, you can't trade Russell Westbrook for a defensive player, not unless it was somebody like Rudy Gobert, whose contract is comparable to Russell Westbrook or greater. Yeah, but they can't get Rudy Gobert because he's, with Minnesota now. So my point is, you have to, right now, I think really the Lakers are just in a tough situation. They have to find a way to really, either the trade for Russell Westbrook's going to have to be for Kyrie or somebody of that caliber, along with some other incentives, or I would just keep the roster the way it is. You know what I'm saying? Because if you try to send Russ off and don't get nobody in return that's comparable to what he is able to do, not what he does now, because I know he's not the player he once was, but to at least some of his capabilities, you're regressing. And like I said, I like Buddy Hield, but I wouldn't go all out to get a player like him who's still really young, who's still not, you still got to build him up. He's not championship ready as of yet. I mean, like I said, he's not going to make the Lakers' life so much easier that they're going to win a championship. You see what I'm saying? So he's a good pickup, but I wouldn't give up a lot to get him. If I were the Lakers, personally, I would just keep the team that they have and kind of roll with that. I mean, Malik Monk could shoot threes. Austin Reeves, he can knock down some threes. Kendrick Nunn could shoot threes. I mean, you have players on your roster that can do what Buddy Hield does. Buddy Hield is a specialist from shooting. So this is my point. Like, you already have players on your roster that may not be as good as Buddy Hield, but they can do some of the attribute, do some of the attributes or do some of the things that he can do. So it's not like you're missing out on scoring. As I said, defense is the issue. That's the issue you need to look at. If I were them, I would keep Russell Westbrook unless it's the Kyrie Irving, type trade or somebody like that. I would personally just keep him and roll with this season and see what you can get out of him. Maybe he'll play good at least half the season. Maybe try to trade him at All-Star break, or going into next season, his contract is pretty much up then. So like I said, he can definitely walk then. It'd be easier to let him go, or it'd be an easier transaction is what I'm saying if you let him play at least one more year of the Lakers. And I understand Lakers fans don't want to suffer another year. I get that, but I mean, if it's not for Kyrie or Kevin Durant involved or a bigger name player or something like that, I don't really see the point. I mean, Russ is a top 75 player, so you gotta possibly trade him for somebody who is looked at as a top 75 player or is one. That's just the logical thought. You see what I'm saying? So the Lakers are stuck in a hard place, but at the same time, they put themselves here. So we just have to see how it all unfolds for them. But if I were them, I wouldn't make too many, I wouldn't make any dumb moves right now, because as I said before, you got a new head coach. So you got to learn, the players got to learn his way, his system, all that stuff. And on top of that, they're trying to win a championship because it is LA, and championships are just championship or bust. So, I mean, it's a lot going on in the season right now. All the trading and all that other stuff, trying to find a secondary player to trade Russ for. I don't think they should go that route. Like I said, unless it's Kyrie or somebody like that, it really isn't even worth the time. And like I said, other teams are just going to make it even more complicated with the trade acquisition conversation because of Russ's contract size and his his value as of right now of what he's like rather than what he was. So, I mean, like I said, it's a lot that goes into this. If I were the Lakers, I'd be very precautious about like what trade I make and who I let go and what I get in return. I mean, that's just my take on it. If I were the Lakers, I definitely would, pre-calculate things a little bit better and try to really figure out what's the best fit for the team and what can make them better. Not just try to get rid of a player and don't be any better than what you were last year. That would just be a failure. And to me, that would just be a waste of time. But hey, that's my take on everything. Leave any comments in the comment section. Check out my other videos if you haven't. And hey, Khaliis out.